Hello, bro. So you believe in the Bible? Huh? You believe in the Bible?
I believe in God.
Oh, okay. You believe the Bible is His word?
Shit, I believe in God. I can't say I believe in the Bible entirely. You know, that thing been rewritten so many times.
But
You know what
see,
I'm saying?
yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go to a scripture real quick on why we should,
I ain't saying all of it fairy tale, you know what I'm saying? Ain't all of it just in there make believe. That's you know, it
And uh, so if it's a King James version, it's good. But then the other version, I want to mess with. Let me show you a scripture real quick. Man, where can I find this mug? All right, Matthew 24, verse 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. So the Lord is really in control of everything, and even in control of how the Bible is handled. So He'll never let it be handled to where His message or His word is corrupted beyond understanding. So they're gonna have other translations where they take out the word black, or to take out the how the truth of the people is. But that's out there to deceive those who gonna be deceived. But the people who be serious about it, they'll come to the true understanding. So that's why he said heaven and earth can pass away, the things in the earth, but his word will never pass away, it'll be forever. So they can never fully corrupt it to take out the true meaning behind the stuff. But what I'm doing is trying to show our people that we the real Israelites, the lost
like Kanye been
tribes.
talking about.
Well, see, we've been on the Kanye late. You know what I'm saying? He learned from us, the people that I learned from. But Kanye know a little something, but he don't know enough.
So what he right and wrong on?
He right. Um, he can tell you that we the Israelites, but he can't go no farther than that. So the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, pretty much everybody on this sign, they'll be the 12 tribes, which would be everybody that's at the bottom of society. Then how we know we the Israelites? Because when the Lord took us out of Egypt, He said if you obey me, I put these blessings on you. He said if you disobey me, I put these curses on you. So us being in America, being oppressed, being a low people, that's all the curses that we living out today. You heard about the 400-year prophecy?
Nah.
I'm gonna go
Maybe
to
if
that.
you told me about that.
I'm gonna go to it real quick.
What makes you come out here and just you know what I'm saying?
So what's going down? The Lord about to destroy America and many other places, like He destroyed Egypt. But it's gonna make sense. Let me get this verse real quick. So Genesis 15 and 13. Genesis 15:13. He said to Abraham, you heard of like probably Abraham,
Yeah.
Isaac. All right, so great grandfather be Abraham. And he said, know for sure that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs. They shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Also, that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. Afterward, they shall come out with great substance. So he said, know for sure that your seed, which be us today, will be a stranger in the land that's not theirs. We a stranger in this land because we was brought here by force. We was brought here as captives. The Native Americans and the Hispanic people that native to this land, they was made a stranger in their own land because they was taken captive here. Now they got to get green cards and stuff, so they strangers in their own land. So he said, no, that your seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs. It shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. So for 400 years, the 12 tribes will be in America together, afflicted, meaning suffering, oppressed, and serving them for 400 years, serving them, which would be the people that took this land and that brought us here. It said also that nation who they shall serve, he said, will I judge. that's talking about the white man. So pretty much, this probably the story of ancient Egypt. The Egyptians was oppressing the Israelites.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Lord judged Egypt, but the Lord gonna judge the white man pretty soon. But notice he kept saying, it said here they should afflict them 400 years. That's why 2019, we've been hearing people say, yeah, the 400 years up, talking about the 400-year curse. That's when they started talking about reparations. Oh, yeah, and even in Congress, they was talking about, yeah, black Americans been in this country 400 years. We got to start recognizing them, commemorating them. That 400 years made its way into politics, so we can make sense with it through the scriptures.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How you feel like America will be
destroyed?
No, goddamn, bro.
Oh.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. How you feel if we really got reparations?
Also,
You think, how you think America would be then? If you ask me, I feel like as far as our people go, all that's beneficial. We need that bad. But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, as far as white America, I don't really think they're gonna have that too. I feel like there might be some suicides.
Now, see,
I might feel like it might be a whole bunch of homicides, but more suicide. Because if we really do go back and like, all right, your grandfather or his great grandfather, so every check you get, you have to give him, let's say, like a good 85% of that bitch.
All right, so I got.
You know what I'm saying? That's every day until reparations are made. That's how they had it. If they gonna do it, I feel like that might be the route how they gonna do it. Kind of like a weekly check minus the work.
All right, so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to think which way I'm gonna go about your question. I got a 2-part answer. I'll tell you why they ain't gonna do it. Because I don't know if you heard a number, but they said about 17 trillion. We can't even comprehend that number. Me and you and our seed will be getting money probably for the next few hundred years, like a massive amount of money.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get it. Because let's say we did get all that money, we'd be the richest people in the world.
Yeah, they're gonna flip. They're gonna flip.
Then you know what happened with Black Wall Street. You know, that was a thriving black community. You know, they burned it down, bombed it from the sky. So it would be Black Wall Street all over again once we started doing good for ourselves.
That was down in New York, right?
Actually, I think it was in Oklahoma. I think in Tulsa. Black Wall Street.
It sounded like it was New York shit.
I'm sure it's another mass rioting against blacks in New York. You know, this has been all over. But that's how they would handle it. They would bomb it. But also, too, they got the military. We don't got a military. With all that money, I don't think...
But the way they got us out here, they got us fight. Like, you ever heard about the ostrich in the bucket or crabs in the bucket?
Yeah, that's
niggas, man.
Yeah.
Niggas don't want to see niggas succeed. Niggas want to drag another nigga down.
That's another... See, I got to get in the custody.
If they're going to do something like that, I feel like the way they got the system, they kind of got us beaten already. Because let's say if we get that money, right? Let's say the majority of us, what they going to do? What we going to do? Because, we niggas.
We're going to fuck it off.
You're going to fuck it off. You know what I'm saying?
And the ones that do be like, all right, we got to come together and do something.
But now, even if we fuck it off, where that money going to go? Right back to them. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They might tax us more. It
yeah.
would be, but
certain things already going up. Like Arizona. I remember when Arizona used to be $1, bro. It even said on the can.
Yeah.
Now they scan on.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's fucking $1.
99 cents.
Yeah, bro. But that's real life, though.
Yeah,
it's not $1 no more. The dollar store's $1.25 now. You seen that Dollar Tree?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dollar store $1.25 on that bitch.
Yeah. Ain't be no false advertising.
I remember back 2010, that house said $1.
Yup. Yeah, that's how it was handled. It was.
How old are you, brother?
Shit, 31. What about you?
27.
That's the bad. But yeah, that's how they would handle it. But why it's not gonna happen? The dollar gonna crash.
Oh man!
So you already know something about that thing.
Yeah, how the $100 is really $10 bill these days type shit.
But even more than that, this whole war with Russia Ukraine, World War III gonna be
them.
That's gonna. I know America in that.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I don't know.
America in that. They see what you said while I'm out here. Before the Lord destroyed Egypt, He sent Moses and Aaron to be like, "Hey, if you don't let my people go, the Lord gonna do this to you." So that's when I'm out here, and the ones that's before me, they just letting our people know what the Lord gonna do to America. So it's really a warning. So he wanted our people, they got to come back to the Lord. Because anybody who don't,
So you gonna say he gonna burn America this next year? Is it?
we can't say next year.
400 years, y'all talking about
the 400 years up for sure.
Okay.
So that's why we say that 2019 was the year. I'm gonna show you something real quick because that's when the 400 years made its way to progress, or I'm sorry, made its way to Congress.
The police.
HR 1240. I think it's HR 1240. Let me show you something real quick.
The police ever be fucking with you with this shit?
They came up one time. Actually, it was probably a couple times. I ain't really leaving no room to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I left it real vague too.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, what is that called? HR 1240. I can't find it. Damn. I'm gonna try to think about it. But yeah, the full that's when they started talking about reparations heavily and stuff in 2019 because they had the the presidential election and stuff. But they're trying to get the black vote. But that just let us know that it was close. And reparations was even in the scriptures.
Who the fuck's a white man to tell me I don't vote for him? I'm not black. What the fuck bullshit is that?
See,
I voted for him. I ain't gonna lie. I voted for him because Trump was the greatest evil, those two at the time.
Yeah.
And they talking about a great red wave. Yeah, that big red wave. That shit scared the fuck out of me, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I said, nah, I'm gonna vote this year. I'm God.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why Genesis 15:14 it says also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance. So after the Lord judged this place and the white man, we gonna come out with great substance. That's pretty much going into the kingdom of heaven. And I got some pictures too. This for more proof.
Damn, this nigga got the flips.
That we the Lord's people. Now them pictures that they got from like ancient Jerusalem, ancient Rome, and tombs and old temples overseas. But thanks to the internet, we got the pictures over here, and we using them against the people. So just more proof.
Yeah, I always knew Jesus was black.
Oh yeah, we gotta go in about that. So I got the true name right here.
I got a black Jesus. I'm finna get a black Jesus. We had this one slime green.
Yeah.
I'm finna get a black.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a bet. But I'm gonna give you my card whenever you leave. But the true name of the Lord would be Yahweh.
I heard about that.
In Hebrew, we read left to right. America do everything backwards. Get the name of the Son to be Yahweh Shah. I got a video on it. It's probably about 32, 35 minutes.
You know what's crazy, bro? That slave picture look like niggas these days.
Which one right here?
Yeah.
I'm going on this. So
I'm already know. You ain't gotta say it.
But
I'm part of the product.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I'm checking my clothes real quick, bro.
Oh, bet. Hell yeah. So I got this picture here. Cause this how we, besides the pictures, this how we know we the real Israelites. Because the Lord said, I'm going to put these curses on you. Deuteronomy chapter 28, from 15 to 60, from 1 to 14 is all the blessings. 15 to 68 is all the curses.
So you saying we curse? We the curse? We are the cursed people?
Yeah. We because we broke the law, the covenant. So the Lord said, you disobey my commandments, I'm going to put these curses on you.
Yeah.
I know everybody not cursed, and really all the curses is just oppression, being in poverty, being a slave, just being at the bottom. Deuteronomy 28:48 to read, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. When you Google search, Google images yoke of iron, you see us, you see Native Americans in these metal collars. That's the yoke of iron. Nobody else went into this, was put in this, you see nobody else in this condition. Not no Asians,
just Mexicans,
not no African, yep, just us. People's on that sign. Deuteronomy 28:41, to read, thou shalt beget, meaning you shall birth sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. We the only people whose kids were snatched from us at birth, got sold to the next slave master. We the only people, if we chose not to have children because we was in slavery, the slave master will rape our women, now they got slave babies. So that's some of the curses of how we know that fit us. Then like another curse, I ain't got it on here, but I think Deuteronomy 28, I think probably verse 16. I'm gonna just go to it real quick.
So what you saying? With this right here, this and this, this situation, this the whole situation a little jacked up. But this situation is not really helping at all either. Because we're all cursed. That's what it says. You know what I'm saying? We were doing from the start, pretty much. And if that's the case, then what Jesus, black Jesus, you know, sound like you're telling me we're about to we're being punished, we're getting punished, and we're still getting a bigger punishment on the way. That's what
so, so it's a bigger punishment if we don't turn back to the Lord. So we won't say we was doing from the start because it's all temporarily. Let me show you something real quick.
We had it been because we're African American. Our grandfathers were slaves, right? You said thou shalt not enjoy them for that
should go into captivity, yeah.
But when we drop our kids off to school, that's pretty much that captivity because they're brainwashing them for a whole good 8 amount of hours to come back at home for at least 6 hours.
Yep, CPS. Yeah. See, this will only take place for 400 years. The 400-year up, so we sort of in that transition.
It's still on the next day.
Yeah, the Lord ain't came back. See, the Lord, Judgment Day, the Lord returning. Christian church messed up our people. The Lord not coming to hold hands with everybody and bring everybody together. He coming on some killmonger stuff.
Yeah. So a good population of the earth will be
wiped out. Yeah.
I'm already hearing about the angels underneath the earth. That's some river.
Man, that's madness. I seen that video. That ain't right. I seen the video. If anything,
I think it's real, bro.
See, I'm gonna tell you why it ain't. Cause see, the angels gonna come from above. They're not gonna be underneath.
But the Bible said that there was a civil war in heaven with Lucifer and God. They kicked him and all his followers down off the heaven.
Bro, that's not what that means. So
it's in the Bible. He said angels. Yeah, all the angels that follow Lucifer was punished underneath the earth.
Bro,
carry the weight of the earth.
When you read that about Satan and his angels, bro, that's the white man in his Air Force. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Air Force, like you talking like military wise?
That war in heaven is gonna be World War III gonna be amongst the people, and then when the Lord come back, the white man, they military, they're gonna try to attack the Lord when they see him. That's why they make the movies like War of the Worlds and stuff.
Yeah,
it's gonna be an outside force. Aliens don't exist, bro.
You don't know, wait a minute. You don't believe aliens?
Aliens don't exist, bro. The UFOs are real. But see, we might be going too deep for you right now. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Deep, bro.
I'm gonna show you, bro.
We already here.
All right, we here. I'm gonna show you a verse real quick. Now I'm gonna let you look up on the phone so you can see the words for yourself.
I ain't gonna lie, my shit off right now. Having sacrifices, Christmas around the way.
No. I'm gonna put up on mine. But see, that when you read, I know what you're talking about in Revelation. It says there was war in heaven. That's between the militaries of the earth and the Lord. So when John was having that vision, he saw the jet fighters and the airplanes, from below. And he described them as angels. Because like a jet fighter, you got the nose, that would be the head. You got the back wings, would be the feet. And you got the bigger wings.
Have you really heard the description of an angel? Pretty
eyes all over?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not literal.
It's in the book, so these are always in the books. I'm sorry, all I'm telling you is what I got from the book.
No, I'm telling you, bro, that I read the book multiple times over. That's not literal. I can show you an example of it not being literal. I'm going to show you this, and we're going to go to the book of Revelation. I'm going to show you an example. But that's why we out here, because won't nobody else go into the scriptures and turn to the actual pages like we will. I'm going to have you step over here with me. It says the chariots of God are 20,000. You know what a chariot is?
Come on, bro.
It's a vehicle.
Yeah, I know, bro.
So the chariots of God are 20,000. So the Lord has vehicles.
Indeed.
And let me even thousands of angels, and the Lord is among them. So the Lord got vehicles, and He got angels on those vehicles. And He telling us He got 20,000 because we see Him all the time. They be in the sky. And that would be what the world calls UFOs.
So you hold on real quick. Just put this aside.
Yeah.
You don't believe in aliens, my nigga? And I was like, not one like
So-
interview. Be
so-
like, hey,
so-
bro, this song must stop button that.
So
bitch.
to get technical, we believe in aliens by definition. Alien means something
Something that's
that
not from this earth. Yeah.
that would be the angels.
We went to Mars, and we would be considered
Yeah,
aliens.
yeah.
Yes,
So we believe in aliens, but not in the sense of what the white man put, because all those alien movies, video games, and cartoons, you know, he still brainwashes with his TV.
I don't know, bro. I heard too many stories, and I heard
Bro, that's all. Them all paid crisis
what
actors.
you call it, bro? It's a ranch, bro. Pacific Ranch. I want to say Arizona. Yeah, the Skinwalker Ranch. There we go. Niggas now in Arizona be like, yo, bro, Skinwalker.
Bro, they spend.
shit. These niggas like, you ever been to Oak Cliff?
You still have I heard of it?
You ever been to Oak Cliff?
Man, just a couple times.
Yeah,
on
see,
some late
these
night.
niggas like Oak Cliff ass dudes telling me like, yeah, bro, this shit get a little crazy over here. Don't move down here.
See,
Utah, that's the state. Yeah, Utah. It's like, yo, bro, don't come down here, bro.
so we gotta ask, bro. When the Lord say the chariots of God are 20,000, we gotta ask, what is He talking about? You know, He not gonna just tell us if we not gonna see it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why all the UFOs, some of them look similar, but a lot of them look different. Because the Lord's telling us, if it was cribs, the Lord just said, hey, I got 20,000 car garage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I did a lesson on it. If you got time, it'll answer it.
I'm gonna check on my shit right now.
Yeah. I'll be right here. I'll be out here for a minute.
Yeah,
All right, that's still recording. It ain't died yet. All right, so y'all, I got started with bro right away when I pushed record. So we're gonna face the east. Let's give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Wahara Kakwadash. And see, this is why we was put out here. You know, bro working with me, he listening. He just you gotta hearken. That meaning listen, humbling yourself to listen. Man, while we walking, we gonna talk. But hey, that's why it's important to be humble and listen. Because we got answers. We can answer all y'all questions too. Just depending on y'all time limit. Depending on y'all patience. And independent. I ain't got no water. And depending on y'all attention span. Because we challenge anybody, bring any questions, see can we not answer them. That's no bluff. We're going to the scriptures. I ain't have one in the car. Do they got like a
change machine? Yeah.
I ain't even got no dollars. Do they got like something that read card or something?
Like take credit cards?
Yeah.
No, it's a straight coin and dollar base.
Hey, I ain't even got one. Alright, bet. So after you get it, come holler at me. Alright, so we just gonna pick up in the New Testament where we left off yesterday. Alright, so we're gonna hit Mark chapter 3 real quick. So you know, one of the places we left off last before we ended was this right here. Mark 3:31. Then came his brethren, and his mother standing without, sent unto him, calling him. And the multitude sat about him, and they said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren without seek for thee. And he answered them, saying, Who is my mother, or my brethren? And he looked round about on them which sat about him, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. You know, he pointed to his disciples and his students and said, These are my brethren and my mother. For whosoever shall do the will of Yahweh, the same as my brother, my sister, and my mother. So, like I said yesterday, you could be related by blood, by the flesh, but there's also a spiritual line. There's also a spiritual line. We could be related deeper than flesh. We could be related by the spirit. So those of us that's part of this elect, we are direct descendants or relatives in the spirit. And the people in the flesh, they would be our step siblings in the spirit. Meaning they're like extended family. But they're not our spiritual brothers and sisters. But when we read Ephesians 6 and 2, and many other places in the Bible, when it say honor thy mother and father, which is the first commandment with promise. Well, back then, you will honor your mother and your father who knew the law, who will bring you up according to the law. So you got it? Man, that's bad, man. I got a picture for you real quick. A video that I did about the war in heaven. Because, you know, questions that our people got, we most people got the same questions, we do lessons on it. But when it said Michael and the angels want to get Satan and his angels, showing how these jet planes look like angels, especially going back to the ancient world, they didn't have the word jet planes or jet fighters. So he described the Lord fighting against the armies of the earth. That was the war in heaven that he saw. That hasn't happened yet. And I'm going to go to another scripture real quick. I'm going to hit Isaiah 34 and 2. For the indignation, which would be wrath, anger, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their lands. So when the Lord comes back, it's gonna be a war. He gonna go slaughtering everything, but it's gonna be a war, meaning that there's gonna be a resistance, which would be the armies of the earth. China, the Koreas, Russia, Europe, America, whatever's left from World War III, they're gonna drop everything that they got going on with each other, and they're gonna attack the Lord. Because the Lord gonna come back, you know, he said he got 20,000 chariots. He coming back on the chariot. And again, that's why they got movies like War of the Worlds, where they fight a so-called alien invasion. The alien invasion, not with those words, but we can get that in the scriptures. I'm gonna take you to the book of Habakkuk. I'm gonna hit 3 and 16. So this is Habakkuk. He's talking about when he heard the prophecies, pretty much all the destruction that's gonna come. He said, when I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice, rightness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. So the day of trouble is when the Lord come back, because he's gonna take his fury out on the armies and everybody else. And it said, when he cometh up to the people, he will invade them with his troops. So the Lord coming is an invasion. That's why he told you he got 20,000 chariots. He coming with something that's going to fill the skies where you can't even count it. But here it describes the day of trouble, his return, as a day of invasion with his troops. That's why I say he got 20,000 chariots and thousands of angels.
Oh man, it's a grim ass day for us. I see it.
Man, it's going to be a beautiful, wonderful, frightening thing to see, but Lord, what do we get to see you? I'm taking the Jude 1 to 14.
Ain't the horn gonna go off first before anything?
Man, possibly. I'm not gonna say the Christian church got that wrong. They got most of it wrong, though. It could be a horn. I mean, it say something about the horns of sound.
Yeah.
But Jude 1 to 14, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. So the Lord not coming solo, he coming with the squad.
Yeah.
So he said tens of thousands of his saints. He gonna invade them with his troops. He said he got 20,000 chariots. So it's gonna be something that's gonna fill the skies. That's gonna be an invasion. That's an alien invasion. See, because that's really that's really
Damn, nigga, that sound like an episode of Justice League, don't it?
It do
The cartoon one with the space
yeah.
when the
Oh yeah,
Hawk
yeah.
people came.
Yep. They get it from the Bible.
That's crazy.
The white man didn't create that. So, because that's really who that would be. That would really be our brothers, our big brothers, really from the heavens, from out of the world, and the white man want all of us to be in fear of what's in the skies, because he don't want us to know that that's for us. To make that sense. So pretty much anything that the white man fear is probably for us. We know they fear. I don't know if you be on YouTube and you see how the Pentagon, they be talking about, they got to talk about the UFO sightings and all this and stuff.
A little bit. Yeah.
How they be getting harassed. They said the UFOs be harassing them. That's if you look more into it. Yeah. But that's the point. The UFOs, they down here harassing the U.S. military, the Air Force. So that tells you they got to be sided with us.
Ain't a lie.
That's that missing link.
I feel like, shit, if anything, it's probably a deal made between both parties. I'm thinking about it, bro. Technology. That shit crazy. When you put it down, the pen and paper, that shit crazy, bro. Yeah, technology, little. How many times you go on YouTube, right? And you be thinking about some shit, you be thinking about it, and pop up.
Man, technology.
It's scary as fuck, ain't it?
Technology is really what source
I don't like that either.
Yeah, technology. White man technology is a form of sorcery. Like they can control you they put a couple microchips in you in the head. Now they can control you.
That's crazy, bro. So I know you got Instagram.
Nah, I got YouTube though. I'm gonna give you my YouTube channel. Now I'm gonna give you a card. I got the info. I don't know if you got a laptop or a tablet at home.
Nah, just a phone.
All right.
PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, PlayStation and Xbox. So
yeah, PS4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be on the fighting games.
Oh, like what? 2K, WWE 2K, UFC. What you talking?
Man, Mortal Kombat.
11.
X11.
The yellow, the one with Scorpion on the cover.
Yep.
You got that one, Sands of Time type thing going on. Oh, you good at that or what?
Man, I'm good when it take me a while to warm back up to it, but I get back decent on
it. Yeah. Who's your go-to? Who's your top? Who the big three? Big three.
Cetrion.
Oh, you a spam ass nigga. That sand shit. Cetrion's that sand nigga, right?
One of the
big
goddess.
bulky nigga with the sand.
No, not him. Cetrion, she's like one of the elder guys.
Oh, she's the earth
fire.
Yeah.
Melina, Katana, Jade.
Your ladies then. You got ladies. Shit, I'll kill you then, bro.
Man, who you be playing with?
Shang Tsung, Johnny Cage, Liu Kang.
Oh, we gonna have to link up on there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh shit.
Damn.
You about to hit that black reporter. God damn it. That's how this country ass motherfucking town.
Man, for real. But yeah,
you play
bro.
Multiverse?
Nah.
Bro, that's a good ass game. You play like fighting games, bro. It's like Smash Bros. It's like Disney, not Disney, HBO Max version. So it's like Superman.
Okay.
Versus Finn from Adventure Time, if you know that cartoon, or it'd be like Tom and Jerry versus fucking Black Adam, or it's like Smash Bros, but it's like HBO Max version. Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
Shaggy versus Shaggy got the roles, surprise you. Yeah, he got like Super Saiyan on your ass.
Yeah, that's what we see from.
Yeah. He going Super Saiyan. Yeah, he throwing them hands. He ain't no pussy no more.
I'm gonna check that out.
It's free.
Oh, okay, so just hop on PSN.
Just download that motherfucker. It's free.
Alright, that's good.
What's your gamer tag?
It's all one word.
You have to write that whole down.
All right.
You got my phone right now. Writing something.
Yes, man. Shit, it's in all caps too. I don't know if that matters.
There you go.
All right.
Screenshots. I know the gamer tag.
though. MK is Shao Kahn though.
Yeah, he OP as fuck when you get the combos down. Especially with that priest that pop up and then he
yeah. So it should say Shao Kratos Kahn.
Did you see Wakanda Forever?
Uh-huh.
Oh, bro, you seen how they did Telecon? Namor underwater shit?
Uh-huh.
They had that nigga looking like an Atlantic god.
I know, that was tight.
He kind of reminded me of, what's that nigga name from Mortal Kombat? Kodo Khan.
Kodo Khan,
yeah. He kind of gave me Kodo Khan vibes. I was
shit,
like, okay.
Kodo Khan, he represent the part of, they represent Israel. That's what that movie really was. It was showing the 12 tribes together.
That kind of what they broke it down to was tribe against tribe. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But see, that represent us because we fought in the ancient world. We fight in the day, but in the kingdom of heaven, which is only for us, we gonna be together again, like as one people, not separate. But
so I guess that makes my house the
tribal chief.
The tribal chief. Get it?
Nah.
You know what the tribal chief is?
Like you talking about the chief, like the top one?
Yeah, tribal chief.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you're a tribe, if it's all the tribe, then
yeah,
leader of that tribe. That makes
tribal chief. Yeah,
tribal chief.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's what it would be.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you go, brother. Be safe though.
Man, that's a bad. I'm gonna give you my car real quick.
Hey, I'm gonna use this gamer tag more than that car. I'm gonna use some L's.
Man, that's a bet, but I'll tell you, you gotta get on this car. I got like 4 channels up.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped the Fear Yahweh. It's just Heart of David 144. My 4 channels should pop up when you're YouTube searching. The True Dice 144, that's my bro down in Houston.
Alright.
But you gotta check it out though, bro, because the dollar gonna crash. Money's gonna be worthless. It's gonna be a nationwide blackout. It's gonna be a famine, worst famine in the history of humanity.
That's already happening right now.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna get worse. So it's Bible say the storehouses is gonna be found empty. Water gonna go off. There's gonna be no medical supplies, no cleaning supplies. When the power when it's a nationwide blackout, the white man gonna come with his military, try to start kicking down our doors, so they can hit us with that. We're not gonna say the B word. They take my video down.
That shit really help.
Don't say it. But also, bro, that mark of the beast, they could be trying to microchip people.
Yeah.
Because that's why when the dollar crash, they gonna come out with a digital dollar. That digital dollar gonna be on a microchip. Whoever get the microchip, they done for. But also, whoever don't turn back to the Lord, they done for as well.
Whoever got the chip and they know about shit and still on the Lord, y'all believe in redemption, don't you now?
It's no coming back from the microchip.
So then that shit, they advertise a lot of innocent people being hurt.
Oh yeah, it's Bible safe, but it's gonna be more people wiped out than be saved. But you gotta follow up with me on that, bro. Alright, man, I did my part. Alright, that's how it usually go though. Usually when we talk about something, the conversation go other places. I can hold the conversation for a little bit, but I always try to get back on track, back to the scriptures. But we're gonna read this again. The point I was trying to make in Mark 3 before we get back. Just to continue. And the multitude said about him, and they said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren without seek for thee. And he answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brethren? He looked around about on them which said about him, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. He's talking about those who was doing the work. So those of us in this truth, we true relatives. Again, this is a bloodline, this is a spiritual line. The 1/3 elect and the non-believing 2/3, those are 2 different lines of spirits. So when the scriptures say in many places, honor your mother and your father, Christian church got that twisted up. That don't mean what it meant back then, what it means today. It means the same thing, but back then you will honor your mother and your father. What the scriptures say, bring up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he won't depart from it. So back then your mother and your father would bring you up in the scriptures, knowing your history. knowing the book of the law, knowing the prophecies, knowing who you are according to the scriptures. You know the laws, statutes, and commandments, and the judgments of the Lord. So back then, you will honor your blood mother and your blood father. Your mother and your father, your parents in the flesh. You will honor them because they will bring you up according to the scriptures. But today, but honor your mother and your father. This don't mean honor your earthly mother and your earthly father today. Now that they're not bringing you up in the scriptures. Now for a while, we didn't have this knowledge, so you gotta honor your mother and your father. You gotta respect your parents, but you can't honor your mother and your father if they feeding you pork. You can't honor your mother and your father if they teaching you can be what you want to be. If you a girl that want to be a boy, well, you can be a boy. If your parents not raising you up in the scriptures, teaching you the law, statutes, and commandments, telling you who you are, you can't honor that. If they making you be joined to the white man, trying to make you more desirable for the white man, you can't honor that. So when we read honor your mother and your father, it don't mean honor your earthly mother and father today, but you will honor your spiritual mother and your spiritual father. Who would your spiritual father be? Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. That's the spiritual father of everybody. So that's the father you are to honor in this generation. Now, if your earthly father is in harmony with the scriptures, teaching you as he should, you honor that. But if your father not in the truth, you don't honor him. Meaning, they'll mean you disrespect them, but when you honor somebody, you kind of look up to them as a role model. That's how you should be. So, but if your earthly father not in the truth, you can't model yourself after him. You model yourself after your spiritual father, Yahweh Shah. And your spiritual mother will pretty much be the people who came before you in this truth. So you honor your spiritual parents, those who brought you this truth. Meaning you will look up to them and model yourself after them. So honor your mother and your father. Back then, it would be your earthly parents who were in line with the scriptures. But most of our parents today ain't in line with the scriptures, so you can't honor that. Wearing blonde weaves, 1.5 hair, like the so-called white woman. You can't honor that. Daddy want to be a nigga, a thug, sell drugs to his people. You can't. It's no honor in that. But you will honor your spiritual father, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, and your spiritual mothers, which will be those who brought you this truth, which will also be your spiritual brothers and sisters. Important point I wanted to make. But all right, we're going to continue in chapter 4. And we're going to go a little ways down before we close out. And he began to teach by the seaside, and there was gathered unto him a great multitude. That's the same great multitude in Revelation, the 7th chapter. The great multitude arrayed in white linen, white robes, that was brought through the great tribulation. This great multitude is the multitude of believers. Because you had a lot of people, a lot of Jews, as the world would say, that didn't believe on the Messiah, Yahweh Shah, but the Lord had a lot of people that did believe on him. That was that great multitude. We that same great multitude in the future. We back. So that he entered into a ship and set it in the sea. And the whole multitude was by the sea on the land. And he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them in his doctrine, Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow. What's a sower? pretty much somebody that plants seed. The men of the Lord, we will be those sowers. What's the seed? Is this truth. We plant a few thoughts, a few ideas, a few scriptures in the minds of our people. And then, Lord willing, after the Holy Spirit on you, that seed will grow. And in your mind, in your spirit, this truth will blossom. So hearken and behold, there went out a sower to sow. And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside. It would just be the sideline. And the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. Because, birds that eat seed, flower seed, plant seed, after they see it on the ground. And some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth. So that would be your gravel, the sand, the rocks, where it's not much soil. But some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth. And immediately it sprang up, because it had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched. And because it had no root, it withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. And the other fell on good ground, and it did yield fruit, that sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, some 60, and some 100. So yeah, the seed that was being sown, you had some seed that fell to the wayside. It fell on the concrete, so it got devoured by the fowls. You had some seed that fell on stony ground, so it sprang up pretty quickly. Because it didn't have no soil, that seed didn't take root. So when the sun came out, the sun burnt it away. Then you had some seed that what? You had some seed that fell among thorns, viney plants. But because of those viney plants and the thorns, the plant grew, but it yielded no fruit. Because, the vines and the thorns choked the plant, prevented it from growing all the way. But what? You had other that fell on good ground, meaning on good, soft soil. That what? That did yield fruit, that sprang up and increased. So the stony ground, the wayside, the ground with the thorns and stuff, that represents the minds of the people. So for us to plant this seed, this truth, into the minds of the people, you got to have a good mind. That's that good ground. That's that good soil. So the loose gravel, the thorns, the wayside, that represent people's minds, that when we give them this truth, it might grow, it might not grow in them at all, or the truth might grow a little bit, but you get some kind of pressure, which would be the sun scorching the seed, the birds of the heavens eating the seed, some kind of pressure, it prevents the truth from growing in them. People might like the truth now, but when the famine comes, or when the blackout comes, when the white man come in like a flood, they might not like the truth then. That represents the sun scorching the seed, and the seed not being no good. But the people who got the good soil, that seed can take root, meaning you could be rooted and grounded in the scriptures. And that good ground, that good soil, that represents a good foundation. Meaning you got a good foundation that the seed, that this truth could be built on in your mind. You got to have a good foundation. Understanding the basics, so that this truth, when it's planted into your mind as a seed, it can grow. That brother, he might have had a good mind. The seed might grow in him. Other people, they don't got good minds, so the seed not gonna grow in them. And that seed being the truth. And he said unto them, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. Everybody got ears. It's talking about your spiritual ear. And then if your spiritual ear can understand this, then you will listen. It ain't for everybody. What up, bro?
You on the phone?
No, I'm recording.
Oh.
I'm on the laptop. Just said put on the YouTube channel later.
Boy, you pushing B.
You
pushing B.
Oh yeah,
Pushing views.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I'm about to say you listen to music, bro.
Man, not too much these days.
Why?
Man, I love Boozy Webby and Gucci, but
Death rappers.
Man, yeah. So now I mainly listen to like podcasts and other brothers that teach on YouTube.
But you don't listen to music?
If I'm at work, I need to stay up because I'm sleepy or I'm mad. I put on some of my old rap.
So who's your top 5?
Probably the same. Boozy, Gucci, Webby, Kevin Gates, old BG, all the gangster rappers.
Yeah, I ain't hear Wayne in that whole. Damn.
I like Wayne. I like more the old Wayne, more Hot Boy Wayne,
Yeah.
Carter 1, 2, and 3.
Y'all fuck with like Migos or Young Thug,
Man,
Travis.
I mess with. I like Astro World. Migos. I kind of got like a handful of songs.
Can I put you on one?
Oh yeah.
It's called To the Bone by Migos.
So I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I'll let you know on PSN.
Yeah, when I have to whoop your ass, that's fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, you like Travis Scott, Astro World. I love Travis too. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like that was a satanic ritual of some sorts? Because to me, I love Travis Scott since Our Pharaoh. That's his first album.
Yeah.
But shit. Sometimes the best thing to hide, the best place to hide something is dead in your face.
yeah, I believe some demonic stuff in it. I feel like anything with music and movies with that amount of a success,
right.
There's some demonic stuff going on.
12 people fucking died.
Oh, that too. I seen the video.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Astro World Festival.
Yeah, I seen the video. People saw like a black spirit jumping in and off of people. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you said To the Bone.
Yeah, To the Bone.
I listened to it.
Yeah.
Like I got my old. I don't be out looking for new music, but I got all my old stuff.
It's this dude, little pop and all these little Percocets and all these little twist ass niggas.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I'm the same way. Bro, I got certain niggas I listen to. Because everything really. I'm really tired of hearing niggas talking about shoot a nigga like stuff.
I'm
tired of that shit, man.
That's
why that Kendrick Lamar album, Mr. World and Big Stepper. Have you heard it?
Not all of it.
Bro, the album, that's like holy water for hip hop.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of cleansed your soul out from the whole shoot a nigga like Steph.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to break off from it because it was fogging my mind up.
Yeah. Need a bad bitch twerking my dick right now.
My mind was way more clear once I,
cut it out.
Super moderation. Like if I'm at work, I just need something to
hype you up.
Pump me up. I throw on something.
Yeah. Get you your fans behind. Yeah.
But so we talking about shooters. Anytime you come over here, I'm gonna throw something at you. So America gonna be brought down by nuclear missiles.
God, please.
It's easier to believe now, but like my teachers who I learned from, they've been saying it since the 90s. Now we can see it now with what's going on.
Yeah,
but that's why we gotta, because nuclear missiles in the scriptures. They ain't got the word nuclear or missile. They call it a glittering bow. When the bow shot from one end of the earth to the other, that's how they describe it.
I'm playing with my family in Canada as quick as I can.
Bro, Canada, Canada gonna be through too. Because Canada part of NATO. So like when Russia come for America, Canada too, bro. The only escape, we got to come back to this truth, to the Lord.
I ain't coming back to America. Shut up, bro.
All right, bet. Oh man. Hey, we try, but let's go down. And it said, and the other fell on good ground and did yield good fruit that sprang up and increased. That brought some 30, some 60, some 100. So we were, again, Yahweh Shai used the parable of the sower, sowing seed in different places. We that sower. The different places would be the minds of the people. That good ground, the good soil, that's somebody with a good foundation, a good mindset that's suitable to hold this truth. Some people, when they hear the truth, they mind break. Or they come into the truth quickly, they learn a lot, but then they fall apart. And some of us bring in 5, some 10, some 30, some 60, some by the hundreds, some by the thousands. But we are sowers on different levels, doing the same work, sowing the same seed. That's his truth. And when he was alone, they were about him with the 12, asked him of the parable. So a lot of times, it was just Yahweh Shah and the 12 disciples. The 12 disciples represents the 12 tribes of Israel. So a lot of these conversations that we read in red lettering, a lot of times that was a private conversation. And the disciples, more specifically, represent the elect, the 1/3. And a lot of times, those conversations was private. It wasn't meant for the whole nation of Israel, the 2/3, and it wasn't meant for all these other nations of people. The white, the African, the Chinese, the Arab, the East Indian, it wasn't for them. Just because you reading the conversation, don't mean you part of the conversation. You just looking from the outside in a lot of times. But if we part of the elect, then we part of these conversations that we read in. And let's finish up this parable. So the 12 asked him about the parable of the sower, and he sent it to them. Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God. It's you to know the mystery of the kingdom of God, the mystery of the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. And that would be to the elect. All right now. So to the elect, it was given to us, Lord willing, to be part of that, to know these mysteries, to know these in-depth breakdowns of the scriptures, in-depth breakdown of the prophecies. It wasn't given to everybody else. It was given to those whose mind is represented by that good ground, that got that good soil, that the seed, this truth, could be planted in. If you don't got that good ground, that good soil in your mind to hold this truth, it's not giving it to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. That's why this previously, Yahweh Shah said, he that has ears to hear, let him hear. He's talking to the elect. We got the ears to hear this truth. We got the ears to hear this truth as a seed in our mind, and this truth will blossom and bring forth fruit. So again, he said, unto you, it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of heaven. You still recording? But unto them that are without, to them that are without understanding, to them that don't got the good soil of their mind, they don't got a good foundation, to them that are without, remember, without means outside, meaning you're not a part of. So those who are not part of the elect, they're not a part of this spiritual gathering, you're not part of the 1/3, it's not given them to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. So the Lord spoke in parables, meaning he spoke in code to break down the scriptures. So if you ain't got the code, you're not going to get the breakdown. The code is in your spirit. That's the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit that brings all understanding. So if you ain't got the Holy Spirit, which is the key to understand the code and the parables, you're not going to hear what Yahweh Shah saying. Even when it's broken down to you, you're not going to get it. Because we break it down for most people that still don't get it, the 2/3. Verse 12, that seeing they may see, and perceive not. So they can see the words. We showed them word for word, but they still don't perceive it. And hearing, they may hear and not understand. So they can hear the breakdown and still not understand. Lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. So what we just read was in the book of Isaiah. Seeing they should see and not perceive, hearing they shall hear and not understand, showing that the New Testament was built off the Old Testament. And it says, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven. Meaning, if they don't perceive and they don't understand, the Lord didn't want them to see or understand. He didn't want them to perceive these teachings. He didn't want them to understand the parables that the Lord spoke in code. Meaning the Lord don't want everybody in His truth. The Lord don't want everybody to understand. These are the secrets of the Lord. You don't share your secrets with everybody. And to the 2/3, the secrets are not shared to. And He said unto them, know ye not this parable? How then will ye know all parables? So yeah, all parables. The Lord spoke in parables. The Bible is written in code. But He said, the sower soweth the word. So we the sower that's sowing the seed. That's His truth. And what's His truth? It's the word, the Holy Scriptures. So the sower soweth the word. And these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown, but when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. So those by the wayside, meaning where they hear the truth, that Satan immediately come and take away the hurt and take away the word that was sown in their hearts. Who was Satan, the so-called white man. So if people that hear this truth, they may start to understand it. Then immediately they go back out there into the world and they brainwashed all over again. They watch TV5 News. They watch a couple documentaries about alien abductions. And they watch Esau's anti-Semitic stuff, talking about they the real Jews. That's Satan taking away the word that was sown in your heart. So now, they denied everything that we just sown, the word that was sown to them. Satan came and took it away. So the little bit of truth they did have and start to understand, they ain't got it no more. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground. You know, the seed that fall in the rocks, they fall in the sand, they fall in loose gravel, and then the plants start to bud. So these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. So the seed that falls on the stony ground, because it's not deep in the soil, and it's right there on the surface, where it get a lot of sun and a lot of water, it springs up right away. So that would be the people who represent the stony ground, that when they hear the word, they immediately receive it with gladness. This all represents the 2/3. But they have no root in themselves. So because the seed didn't take root in the soil, but it sprung up immediately in the gravel, in the sand, in the rocks, that afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. So those that have no root in themselves, meaning they don't have a foundation, when prophecy unfold, the blackout, the famine, you know, that would be the affliction and the persecution. When the white men start chipping people and beheading people, you know, immediately they are offended. So they immediately receive the word with gladness because they got no foundation. This truth didn't properly take root in them. When times get tough, they go immediately be offended and they gonna break. And these are they which are sown among thorns. So when you sow a seed among thorns, those plants with the thorns and the vines, they suck up all the nutrients from the seed that you're trying to plant. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. Read this again. And the cares of the world, the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in. Entering in what? Entering in your mind. So when we try to show our people this truth, the seed that was planted among the thorns represent the cares of the world, the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things. When that stuff enters into your brain, it choke the word. Meaning, the time and energy that it takes for you to put into this truth, to learn the cares of this world and the lust for other things, gonna take away all your time and attention. That's thorny, viney plants sucking up all the nutrients from the ground. The cares of the world gonna take up all your brain power, all your energy, so this word can grow in you. That the sower, the man of the Lord, has sold to the people. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word, and receive it, and bring forth fruit. Some 30-fold, 60, and 100. So yeah, the good ground, that represents the people that got a good foundation in this understanding. So that what? Satan can't come take the word away from those with good ground, because this truth has taken root. Meaning they can go watch movies, they can go watch TV, and they're not going to be back brainwashed. Or, when the pressures of prophecy come, the persecution and the affliction, since that seed, that truth, is properly rooted in them, they're not going to lose the truth. They're going to keep holding on to testimony. They're going to keep the word of the Most High. They're going to maintain their integrity in His truth. Or, also those who got the good ground, they don't got thorns in their mind that keeps them from the truth, the cares of the world, the deceitfulness of riches, the lust of other things. So the truth can properly grow in their mind because their mind is not preoccupied with the cares of the world, because we forsook all that. So that's the good ground, and that's the parable of the sower. And what I just did with the brother, I tried to show him the word. I tried to show him the truth. So Lord willing, hey, that Satan don't come take the word that I just sold to that brother. Hopefully the cares of the world don't prevent the truth from growing in his mind. Hopefully the affliction and the persecution, when times get tough, he maintain the truth and he seek it out beforehand. But that's it for this lesson here. We're going to face the east and close out. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakadash. All right, till next time, Shalom.